All right, Bobcat fans, we're here, opening drive with head coach Josh Strickland. This segment sponsored by Roof Masters and your local Hallsville Sonic. Coach, we're here today. We are heading into game number 5. Real quick before we talk about the varsity, just kind of give us an overall spectrum of the football program as a whole.
Yeah, all the way up from middle school up. I went to the 8th grade game last night. Those guys, man, they continue to get better and better and better. Played T-High last night. Man, it was a 6-point ball game in the fourth quarter. Got beat by a couple of scores, but I told those guys after the game last night, I was like, man, you guys just keep on. They want it so bad. Just keep on. They're gonna be really, really good guys to coach up here. Freshman team right now is 2-2. And they've done the same thing. They played really, really well, and the JV is 3-1. Okay, and so we've got the pieces at every level. 8th grade through 7th grade through varsity, where to get this program going.
Well, talk about the numbers. We were looking at numbers in 7th grade and 8th grade.
7th grade, we got to have about 90 football players, maybe a little bit more. 8th grade, this is kind of what the big thing I think for that group is. When those guys were 7th graders, they had around high 50s, 60s. They've actually gained about 28 or 29 football players within the same class going from 7th to 8th grade. And so I think that's helped them a lot.
Well, that's important. People don't realize no, not all 80 kids are going to play football in high school.
Right.
But if you're coming from 50 kids, then the next year they get into high school, that number will drop, and that just hurts your program.
Yeah, no doubt. The goal is for them down there to learn the fundamentals, learn what we're going to do. The hard thing for those guys, you think it's hard for high school guys to learn new offensive schemes and learn new terminology. You got to think about what it does to 7th and 8th graders. They're on their 3rd set of terminology in 3 years, and so the continuity of that will help that program tremendously. Just going from 7th to 8th grade, there hasn't been one class go from 7th to 8th grade that's got to call the same plays.
Well, you've had some good coaches down there too the last 2 to 3 years, so that helps out quite a bit.
Yeah, that helps. Coach McGee and those guys, they do a really good job down there.
Well, you said a key word, and I don't mean to jump in here, guy. Continuity.
Yeah.
How is it keeping the continuity right now, the football program? Because let's face it, it's not where you want it, but we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
How is it keeping everybody going in that same direction and buying into it?
I'll shoot you straight. I thought we improved every single week, but let's be honest, I think we took a step back last week. I think every program has one of those weeks, and unfortunately, it came after the bye week. I'm a love-hate relationship with the bye week, and for that very reason, because in 17 years I've seen it go both ways, and for whatever reason, we did take those steps back. But I had lots of people calling on me, call me and talk to me Friday, Saturday, all that, and I said, listen. I had as much fun at Monday's practice this week as I did day one, just because I know what the big picture is, and that's a big part of it. The continuity of every day going to work, and those guys know what we expect out of them. Is there work to be done? Yes.
The big picture, guy, and I'll let you jump in after this. The big picture of it, Coach, when people at home, let's be honest, the last 3-4 years of Hallsville Bobcat football had been a lot of wins. Let's just, again, shoot it straight.
Yeah.
You see the big picture. Guys that have been around football see the big picture. How do you coach that into your kids? Because let's be honest, winning is contagious, but so is sometimes losing.
Yeah.
How do you coach that into your kids and get them to buy into that philosophy and that big picture?
So there's lots of transitions that take place in that. You have to have the buy-in and the kids that attitude towards winning. I'm not going to lie. We went old school this week. We put the whole varsity team in a film room. We passed the remote around like our coaches used to do. And, it's one thing for us to watch ourselves on film, or the players to watch themselves on film, but I want them to see that guy that they practice next to play too. And I want it good and bad. There was some, hey, you did a really good job, and there was also some butt chewing that took place. But I think it's important as a team that all of them see the big picture themselves. And I think some eyes were kind of opened on some of that. We're at a point now where there's no doubt everybody wants to win. Okay, I don't think we'd be out there, if we didn't, especially the players. They're not going to do that. Coaches, that's what we do. And so we got to take the step where our words match our actions, and not just 3/4 of a game, but every single play of the game. And we're not at a point right now where we are good enough to overcome any lackadaisical effort or anything like that, or any mistakes. I can take mistakes. I can't take effort mistakes.
Well, like you was right. The first 3 weeks, I'd say improvement.
Yeah.
The last ball game, the effort just wasn't there. And I was going to ask about the change of philosophy on Monday morning.
Yeah.
With the film, and do you think that is? And I like that idea. I just really like that. It's accountability. The guy beside you said you missed your block, or you missed your hole that you're supposed to be running in.
Right.
That's explain that a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's the guys that I worked for earlier in my career, and even some of the teams I played on. The best teams are the ones that are led through the locker room, not through the coach's office. And trying to put some more accountability on some player leadership and some player-led accountability is the main reason for those things. It wasn't go in there and I'm gonna chew butt the whole time kind of session. Heck, there's a couple plays where I pointed out there's a bad play call by Coach Strickland. I mean, it is, because when you call 68 plays, there's probably gonna be a couple of those, or hopefully only a couple. So.
Well, real quick before we end the segment, Coach, first time getting to come back and coach during Western days.
Yeah.
Does it feel a little different coming back and actually coaching in it?
Well, yeah, and I asked.
Location boots.
I might wear mine Saturday. We'll see. I've been asking around how much has changed and things like that. All I know is the biggest change is my 2 little girls are fired up.
There you go. Fans, thank y'all for joining us here on the opening drive. We will see y'all next time.